Bitcoin just made a huge move on the daily chart. But is this a breakout or is this a fake out? Don't get caught on the wrong side of the trade. Make sure you stay till the end because I'm going to give you some pro trading tips for Bitcoin. Let's dive in.
Hey, I'm Scott, and I've been a pro trader for 10 years. In these videos, I'm going to teach you everything I've learned so you don't have to learn the hard way. Remember to follow and share the channel, and also have your alerts on because I'm going to give you a lot of updates and you want to be the first to know.
Taking a look at the daily chart, now Bitcoin broke up out of the previous range. It's important to note here that 112K was previous resistance. So Bitcoin really did surge up and above 112K, and it came all the way up and it put in a pivot high up here. The exact level is around 123.3, and it had a big pullback, okay? But what we note here on the chart, I already had 121,435 as a resistance level for Bitcoin to pull back from. So here's how you want to treat this as a trading range. You want to take the pivot high, all right, and the previous pivot low, and you just draw a parallel channel. Let me show you what I mean by that. So basically, what you've got here is you had this pivot low on the daily and this pivot high, and this was before any of this price action. So all you're going to do is you're going to come in here and you're going to click on the bottom, come over, and then you're going to click again and then pull to the top and click again. Now that parallel channel, I'm going to thicken the lines. That is your trading range that Bitcoin's currently in, okay? Now knowing this ahead of time, I already knew Bitcoin could likely come down and tag this low right here. And so I did take a nice long there. And by the way, I alerted that on Crypto Bro Alerts on X. If you get a chance, check out @Crypto Bro Alerts on X. Now, this long did play out to the top side. Now, I did notice there's a pennant or downtrend forming here. Now, it's absolutely critical that Bitcoin breaks up and out of this downtrend. Why? Because this is a lower high, a lower high, a lower high, more lower highs, okay? And what we need to see is Bitcoin break up and out of that. Now, I've zoomed into the price action here to make it really clear on what we can expect. So as a trader, what you're looking for, you want to break out of this pennant pattern that you can see, okay? But we have to observe that the pink is the 9 EMA. It's curling down, holding down price. That's not a good look. However, we're still holding this uptrending pennant pattern, and we've bounced off of it so far. So what can we expect? Well, everyone's kind of drooling to get a breakout on Bitcoin. So what Bitcoin might do, and I'm going to pull the volume in this entire range. So let's look at the volume to see what's going on. All the traders and investors are going long and short, long and short, long and short, right around this 118.1, 118.2 pivot. That has been tagged numerous times, and we're hovering under it currently, okay? What I might expect is a little dip with Bitcoin to follow this yellow path, to come down, clip below this rising uptrend channel, and stop out everybody who wants Bitcoin to go up, okay? And then what could happen there, if we hold that level, that could be a good long right into the golden pocket, all right? Now,
Stay ahead of the game with real-time trade alerts. Hit subscribe and turn the notifications on so you're always the first to know about the latest stock and crypto moves. Your financial freedom is just one click away. Let's crush those gains together.
what is the golden pocket? Let me show you. When you take a fib retrace, you go from the most recent wick low to the most recent wick high, just like that, okay? And you'll note here, the golden pocket is the 0.65 to the 618 Fibonacci retrace. So a move down to wick out lots of traders and then a pop back above would be a trigger to take a long on Bitcoin to look for a breakout, okay? So this is one of the logical steps you're gonna make as a trader to really assess price action and see what can happen. Now, we might not get that, all right? It is actually possible for Bitcoin to just go up straight from here, but I don't anticipate that. What else could happen if Bitcoin doesn't hold this golden pocket, all right? What could happen is we could actually get this white line would be a deeper retrace down to tag this low, okay? Because a lot of traders are long, and I took that long against this low. That would create a lot of liquidity or volume, and that'd be another good spot to add long, okay? On a hold, the level has to hold. However, let's talk about the third possibility, which is a fake out. If this whole move is a fake out instead of a breakout, we could actually get a full retrace all the way down here to 112, and that would be an SR flip down here on the high time frame, and that would be this orange line, okay? If price wants to break all the way down, stop out everybody that went long in this candle and come all the way back and SR flip 112, that would be another great long entry, okay? Now, anytime you take a long, you want your setup to be heavily skewed in your favor. So for example, if let's say you take this white line as a trading setup, your stop is going to be tight under the lowest level of the wick low, and then your reward has to be, much bigger than your stop loss. Okay, so it would look something like this. Let me just darken this up so you can see what we're talking about here. And you basically need to make sure you're making at least 3-to-1 on your setups to pay yourself, because as a trader you're going to take losses, but you have to take small losses or paper cuts and then let the winners run, and that pays you back. All right, so this is a good setup. You can use the same concept here with this golden pocket setup. If you get a dip, all right, you can use the same setup on this 115.2 level if we get the white line setup. And then the best setup, honestly, is this SR flip down here around 112, all right, because you're actually going to trade that from 112. Your target you're looking for is obviously resistance 1 at 121.5, but even higher we have targets up into 129 and 137. So don't get faked out. Get on the free email list for the FFA, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.
Thanks for watching. Hey, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also, click the link in the description. You can join the Financial Freedom Academy email list. We're going to give you free market updates every Wednesday, trading tips, and insider information you don't want to miss. Check it out.